They looked like a perfect couple, young, in love, and inseparable. The kind of love that makes people smile when they pass by. But love sometimes is a fragile thing. And when poisoned by insecurity, obsession, and suspicion, it doesn't just break, it destroys. In a quiet town of Goa, India, a woman whispered a simple desire to her husband. "I feel like eating chicken biryani," she said with a gentle smile. Hours later, she would be dead, and her husband, the man she trusted more than anyone, would be accused of her murder. Welcome to a chilling story where love turned lethal, where a home turned into a crime scene, and where the truth may have died alongside the victim. This is the terrifying true story of Atish and Tanuja Naik, a couple whose romance ended not with divorce or distance, but with silence, suffocation, and a courtroom that could not deliver justice. It happened in 2017 in the peaceful town of Ponda in Goa, a place known more for beaches and holiday laughter than crime and horror. Atish Naik was just 25, a hardworking young man running a catering business. He organized food, drinks, and events. The kind of person you'd hire for weddings, family celebrations, birthdays. During the wedding season, he barely had time to breathe. Double bookings, late-night prep, managing staff. He was always moving, always planning. And then there was Tanuja, his wife, a woman with soft eyes and a bright mind. They had a love marriage, rare and bold in their community, and everyone around admired how close they were. But behind the curtain of smiles and shared dreams, something darker had begun to grow. Atish, while successful in his trade, had dropped out of school early. He hadn't cleared his Class 10 exams. Tanuja, on the other hand, had recently started going to college again. She spoke fluent English, interacted with classmates, and her world was starting to expand beyond the four walls of their home. For many men, a wife's growth would be a source of pride. But for Atish, it was different. He felt left behind. Every time Tanuja answered a phone call in English or mentioned college friends, it struck a nerve. He began questioning her, doubting her intentions, wondering if her love for him had faded. At first, these were just quiet suspicions, but slowly, they began to boil over. On July 3, 2017, around noon, Atish was at home with Tanuja. He wasn't working that day. Maybe he wanted to spend time with her. Maybe guilt had crept in for the time he'd missed. They sat together, holding hands. Tanuja, in a soft voice, said she was craving chicken biryani. It was a simple moment, a peaceful one. He told her he'd get it for her soon. There was still time before lunch. She smiled. He held her hand. And that was the last time anyone saw Tanuja alive. Later that day, the village fell silent with shock. News spread quickly. Tanuja Naik was dead. Her body was discovered inside their house in Varada village. She had been suffocated. The police arrived and found a pillow at the scene, believed to be the murder weapon. A pillow, something meant for comfort, used to kill. Her sari was stained, possibly from a struggle. Her final moments were spent gasping, fighting for air, struggling under the weight of someone she loved. Neighbors had heard nothing. No screams, no crashing sounds. It was as if the house itself had swallowed the noise of death. Atish had disappeared shortly after the incident but was later arrested from the Ponda bus stand. According to the police, he confessed to the murder during interrogation. He told officers he was convinced that Tanuja was cheating on him, that her behavior had changed since she started college, that he couldn't take it anymore. And in a moment of blind rage, he pressed the pillow over her face and held it there, until her struggling stopped, until everything went still. Police filed a case under Section 302 of the Indian Penal Code, murder. they collected the pillow and the stained sari as key evidence. Both were supposed to be sent for forensic analysis. The case seemed strong: a confession, physical evidence, a motive. The prosecution believed they had enough to get a conviction. But the nightmare wasn't over. It was just beginning. When the trial finally began, something shocking came to light. The most critical pieces of evidence, the pillow and the sari, had vanished. Just gone. No one could explain where they went. The forensic report? Also missing. Without them, there was no way to prove the confession. In Indian courts, a verbal confession to police isn't enough unless backed by solid, admissible evidence. And now, the physical proof was gone. Whether it was incompetence or corruption, no one could say for sure. But the result was devastating. On December 6, 2023, the North Goa Sessions Court acquitted Atish Naik. He walked free. The court said that the disappearance of the primary evidence was fatal to the case. Tanuja's murder, officially, had no killer. A woman had died. Her dreams extinguished. Her voice silenced. And the man who admitted to doing it went home. Just like that. The case raised horrifying questions. Not just about what happened that afternoon, but about the Indian justice system itself. How does crucial evidence disappear in a murder trial? How can a pillow and a sari just vanish from police custody? Who is held accountable when justice collapses? For Tanuja's family, the heartbreak didn't end with her death. It continued in the courtroom, where they watched the system fail them in real time. There are still people in the village who whisper about that day, who believe they know what happened, even if the law says otherwise. Some say Atish is haunted, not by the ghost of Tanuja, but by his own guilt. Others say justice will catch up with him eventually, even if the court didn't. And then there are those who remain silent, afraid to speak out. Afraid that in a place where evidence can disappear, their voices will too. And now we ask you, what do you believe happened in that small Goan home on July 3rd? Was Atish a jealous husband who let his obsession turn deadly? Or was he a victim of assumption, let down by poor investigation? Was this justice or a cover-up? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this case should be reopened? Was Tanuja truly forgotten by the very system meant to protect her? If you want more chilling, real-life stories like this one, don't forget to subscribe to Netflix Crime Story. Turn on the notification bell and join us as we uncover the darkest corners of human behavior. Every week, we bring you cases that shake your soul and demand your attention. Until next time, trust carefully, love wisely, and never underestimate how quickly a quiet afternoon can turn into a lifelong nightmare.